All right, I think we're good to go.
Awesome.
All right. Community coffee time.
I love
it. Queenie was on my lap and like not ready for that. Welcome everybody to episode 4. We have our friend Rocky on Zoom with us, and we are also on Facebook. Facebook has a 20-second delay. So if I'm looking down at the comments, feel free to interact with us live, but this will also be posted later, and we'll be looking for questions either live or later. So today I have my friend Danielle Averso. Woo! Welcome, welcome.
Oh, you froze on my end, but I see you now. I don't know what happened.
Right. I think we're back.
We're back. Can you see me?
Yeah, you're good.
Awesome. Okay. Cool.
Welcome. Thanks for coming on today, Danielle. We're super excited to have you and to have you talk about recreation therapy today.
Yeah, I'm super excited to be here. Thank you. We've chatted so much in person. I feel like it's so weird to be virtual, but we've done that now too. So I'm happy to share with everyone what recreation therapy is. So I am a certified recreation therapist, and I started Recreation RX because there is such a need in the community for individuals to receive recreation therapy services. And a lot of local organizations, CCBs, have or provide opportunities for adaptive recreation equipment, but people are like, what is rec therapy? So really, I say in a nutshell, it's just using recreation and leisure activities as intervention to meet whatever goals we're working on with our clients. So we work with a very broad population. I work with anyone from age 3 to 103. I've worked, mental health, long-term care, physical rehab. So really, I can work with anybody, any age, any ability level, any disability level. Since COVID, I've transferred things onto a virtual platform, which has been really fun. Just a different way for a lot of individuals to try and figure out technology. So we've kind of been taking advantage of that, of what it's like to see someone on a screen and how do you interact with them. A lot of social skills work with that. It's very interesting. Some of the little ones I work with, they are like, I see you, but but I can't see, So it's a lot of like make eye contact in a different way. Really, I use a lot of different games and activities to interact with my patients. Some goals I work on are something like focusing on a task for an extended period of time, following different commands or 2 or 3 step cues. Some things I do are like charades and acting things out, or Pictionary. I have been doing like around the house scavenger hunts, which have been really fun. Some like Scrabble, word finding, different things. I've got a magnetic dry erase board. I've got cork boards. So it's been really fun. Even screen sharing, trying to like draw a Pictionary on screen sharing, and a lot of times I'll do it and have my clients interact. But sometimes they're like, I want to try. And then it's like, okay, let's explain screen share now. So
right.
It's been really fun, really challenging. Again, I'm like somewhat tech savvy, but not super tech savvy or as tech savvy as other people have been. So it's been unique being like virtual throughout this. Before COVID, when I started, because I've been doing Recreation RX for about a year now on my own and seeing clients privately. And I explain it to some clients like a traveling private practice. So, I'll come to you wherever you are, if it's in the home, if it's out in the community. We've gone to parks and really have done kind of like obstacle courses on parks and different activities at parks. And that's always fun for the clients who get easily distracted. It's like there's planes and there's cars. And, at one point there was like a bulldozer because they were working on half of the park. So that's been fun. I've seen clients in like long-term care or assisted living facilities. So I can do groups, I can do one-on-one individual. Yeah, that's like the very broad, I say, recreation therapy is so broad and is such an umbrella term for so many different things and different areas that we can work within, different modalities we can work within, different clients. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Oh, it sounds like a lot of fun and like honing in on those leisure skills.
Mhm.
So are you like all online right now with COVID?
Right now, yes. I have some families, a lot of the clients I have are immunocompromised. And at one point, things were starting to look good, and we're like, okay, let's get back in person and let's
And
go
then
to the
July
park,
happened.
let's just sanitize everything. And it's kind of now
Yeah.
we kind of stepped back from that again and have decided let's continue virtual. A lot of the families that I work with or the clients I work with. Um, Hopefully we get back in person. That human interaction is so important, especially with the clients that we work with, I work with, you work with, everyone in our profession. But yeah, we're online. We
Yeah.
are online and
Me
and doing
too.
a lot of different things. Something fun is I have books. We've been reading books, we've
Oh.
been talking about the books, we've been doing like scavenger hunts within the books, so listening and interacting while I'm reading, and then, what color is, the mom wearing in the book, or, what do you see this, or kind of like I Spy. Some books we'll continue and we'll do like bilateral coordination activities. So I will like send the family a flyer and be like, print this out and have some colored pencils ready or crayons. And then we'll kind of piggyback off of the book and we'll color by number, and then we'll cut it out, and then we'll paste it. And so we've gotten a little artsy, little crafty, which has been fun. And then I've just been, like I said, doing those like around the house scavenger hunts. And I have a bunch of letters from the Bananagrams game. That's one thing. We're very creative and adaptive as rec therapists, but really taking games or pieces from games and trying to make new games out of it throughout virtual, sessions has been really fun. It's really challenging me creatively.
Right. Have you found like online like for me it's like kind of surprised me almost how effective it's been.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's definitely like this new creative way to approach work, which can be fun but also very draining.
Yes.
As clinicians to be like, oh cool, we're gonna try this new thing, and then I'm like, oh, it took me all week to like figure out how I was gonna coordinate that, and it would okay.
Right. Yeah, it's like I said, it's had its challenges. There's some things, when I started, I'm like, how do I play board games virtually? Like something that I do that, is so simple. It's like taken advantage of. And again, I've been like creating my own flyers and sending them to families or clients, to print out. One of my clients has a really cool, like interactive bingo game. We kind of like copied that and mimicked it of like, what, I'll download all of the animal sounds on my phone and we'll play them from there, and we'll have our bingo with the animals. So it's gotten really fun and creative. It's a lot of time planning. And of course we're always planning as clinicians.
Right.
Different clients have different goals, and what are we working on this week, and what happened last week, or it's been it's been different. It's been
Right.
different. But I've had some families. I have one family that says, my child speaks more with you virtually than her speech therapist. And it's like, I'm just here to help,
Right.
And I don't know about you, but I chat with some other speech therapists, OTs, PTs about the same client, with that family's permission of like, what goals are you working on and how can we help each other, and kind of have that, that co-facilitation, not together, but apart. So, yeah.
Cool. That's awesome. And yeah, so what a time to be so adaptable. I feel like the steps for me sometimes are like, I come up with a good idea and then it's like, oh, I know how I would do this in person, like immediately. Right. So then it's like, now how do I make it work in this new environment? And
how do I make it work? Like we're together, but we're alone, like how do I play this game by myself, but with you at the same time?
Yeah. And there's some things you can do, but yeah, it's definitely a whole new way of thinking that's kind of been brought on this year.
I was chatting with another therapist recently, and we were just talking about how like, oh yeah, everybody's working from home. And it's like, we're professionals that never thought we would have to work from home, and we're just making it work.
Right, exactly. So I have a question. I don't know if this is like just really semantics, but I've heard both recreation and recreational therapy. Are those both like, are they used interchangeably? Is
Mhm.
one more preferred?
So, I mean, there's not one preferred over the other. I mean, we say, CTRS, Certified Therapeutic Recreation Specialist. You'll hear TRS, just Therapeutic Recreation Specialist. You'll hear RT, rec
Mhm.
therapy, recreation therapy, recreational therapy, therapeutic recreation. So they're all just interchangeable. And I don't think there's a universal preference. I think it's just the therapist and how
Right.
they, the lingo they prefer to use.
Right. Okay. I was just wondering because I know with music therapy, sometimes people say musical therapy, and
Right.
as a profession, that tends to like people don't like that. I don't care too much because I get it. If somebody says musical therapist, I get it. They're thinking like physical therapist.
Right.
Like,
Sure.
but it is like a sometimes a subject in music therapy where they're like, no,
Uh-huh.
it's music therapy.
Yeah. Well, I sometimes get the like, oh, you're all fun and games. And I'm like, we're not.
Hmm. Right. I
You
think
know?
music therapists can relate a lot to recreation
Yeah.
therapists in that
And
aspect.
and you and I have talked about this before. It's interesting too. So again, just being so broad with recreation, I tell people, think of your hobbies. What do you like to do in your free time? And how can we use those to help you, achieve wellness, quality of life, or reintegration, or, community socialization, or, all those different things. So I can use music as part of intervention, but I can't call it music therapy. And I can
Right.
use, art as intervention, but can't call it art therapy. So there's some things and there's some like crossover, but still staying in our lane, which is,
Right. And
you know,
that, yeah.
mhm,
And as we talk about, like music therapy has that too, because sometimes
yeah,
we'll borrow from like art
right,
or even like drama, dance, but like
right.
there's that line where it's like, oh, maybe we need to consult with somebody
Hmm.
else versus like borrowing from the different professions.
Yeah, and so recreation therapy is really cool too because you get like your more clinical rec therapy, but then you get your community rec therapy. So places like the National Sports Center for the Disabled, who we've been to plenty of networking events with them. They do a lot of outdoor recreation, and we can do that as well as rec therapists. With whatever goal we're trying to meet as like the end goal of why we do what we do, but physical rehab, I was utilizing the Wii and the balance board on Wii to, maintain balance and play games and tennis and bowling. So there's so many different things, that we can do.
Yeah.
I tell people, if somebody gets in, I don't know, some kind of accident and they're like a professional skier, and they're just say, below the knee or above the knee amputee, then teaching them how to use a monoski and how to do that. I'm not a skier, so I would not be the correct rec therapist for that. But there are professionals in the field that is their specialty. So again, super broad.
Right. That's a really large scope of practice, which
Yes.
is both exciting and sometimes overwhelming.
Absolutely. Yes. Everybody tends to find their little niche, but
Right. Yeah.
yeah, they're
Oh,
definitely.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's so funny. I feel like our fields are so similar because that's so music therapy too, where people like find their niches, their different
Yeah.
specialties. Because otherwise, there's just so many populations we can work with, so much
Mhm.
music that can be made, and I'm sure like you can relate to that as a
Oh yes.
recreation therapist. So many like, as you said, up to 103, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. 3 to 103, pretty much.
so like even that age-wise, the scope is huge, and then
Oh
from
yeah.
there, people have different interests. So that's super cool.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's always fun, and it's like, oh, it's fun to, work with the younger clients and, do like Simon Says. And it's like, that's so much fun. Or, the Head and Shoulders, Knees and Toes song. And we're like dancing and playing and singing. And it's a lot of fun. And then, you transition and you're working with an individual who has dementia. And it's like, they're knitting and crocheting. And sometimes that's really fun too, because they'll teach me. And it's like, yes,
Right.
use your words. How do you do this? And it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
That's awesome. Well, I see we're kind of getting close to the end of our time, so I thought maybe this could be a good time to transition into
Sure.
some of the visuals, some of the things you're doing virtually that you wanted to share.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I showed the books. So,
Yeah.
example, here we go. We're going to the sea park. I'll read the book. We'll flip through it. Like I said, we'll look and it's like, what color fish do you see? Or what kind of faces are the fish making? And so that's a lot of fun. It's like an I spy through the book. Um, Target's little like dollar section. I mean, you know, as therapists, we like get our hands on whatever we can. Target's like dollar section, the dollar store. There's so many awesome buys there. So I have these yell out loud cards, and I have two other sets of these. One of them is matching, which is really cool, but this one's just letters. So I'll use these for our like scavenger hunt. They also come with like question prompts. So like, tell me something that starts with the letter C, or go find me something in your house that starts with the letter C, or a specific room. So that's a lot of fun. So they get the letter. Some clients, I'll just hold it up and say, what letter is this? You know, and sometimes they'll be like, oh, see, like a carrot. And I'm like, go find a carrot. So that's fun. I do have I Spy / Go Fish cards. And these are interesting because you get similar images, but like different sizes. So we can do I Spy with that. We can do matching with that. Again, we'll talk about the different colors we see. Charades, of course, there's a ton of cards here in Charades. You know, we do our own charades. Like I said, we sometimes do Pictionary. So I'll use those cards to also draw or to prompt different drawings. This magnetic game is awesome. 4 in a row. So just like Connect 4. And I have a real Connect 4 game. But this, found at Target. I feel like I'm like advertising for Target.
Not sponsored.
yeah, not sponsored. Disclaimer. I just love it. So this is really cool because this is magnetic. But what I've done is I've Sharpied the numbers to the rows. So for clients and like kids to verbalize like and put everything together, like the goal is to get 4 of your same color in a row, you know, but what line do you want it? And that's been really fun. They stick. So that's been a fun game. Like I said, talk about turning board games into something different. I found that I'm like, this is genius. It's magnetic. I have a couple other ones. One is like magnetic fishing. One is magnetic hangman. So that's fun. And this is what I was talking about before. So with that, like color by number, cutting, pasting, that bilateral coordination. So, you know, everything. So the sun, the eyes, the mouth, the little rays of sunshine will come on one paper, and the bottom of it, you know, will have the number and the color. So that's been fun. And then we paste it on a new page, and then we write our name.
That's awesome.
Those are some of the things. And that's just so few. I mean, you should see my office between the closet and the bookshelves, and there's like games and activities everywhere. And I never get sick of them. I'm always the one out of the friend group that's like, let's play games.
I love that. Oh, so many like creative ways to present it. And I loved the Connect 4 because I feel like those numbers just make it like, I feel like you have to really play with the visual prompting with online, since we lose a lot of like gestural physical prompting. And so those numbers are just like so clear for kids to cue.
Yes. Yeah. And they stay on tap, and it's fun. I mean, there's some of the clients I work with have totally shocked me in like their ability to even like stay focused on like, I need 4 in a row and my color is red. And it's like when you play Connect 4, like I'll just like miss it and be like, oh, I'll put it over here. And then it's like, oh, they're 4 in a row now. Like I totally missed that. And they're like, yeah, I won. So it's exciting. I have fun. We all have fun.
Exactly. And so it's just finding the ways to make it work online and keep having fun and work on those goals.
Yeah.
So cool. Awesome. Well, I think I don't have any other questions. Is there anything else you wanted to mention, to talk about? Feel free to even like business-wise, how people can reach you, anything you're up to.
Absolutely. Yeah. So on my website, I do a complimentary consultation. So when we were in person, it was a 30-minute complimentary consultation just to get to know, you know, the client and kind of predetermine goals and what we want to work on, and just chat with families too of like what other therapists, you know, does this individual work with and what are they working on. So I'm still doing that. I'm doing it virtually, a little bit different. You know, it is kind of sometimes in the beginning, it's hard to maintain that focus when the client is like, what am I doing? You know, who are you? You know, that sort of thing. And then we get into things. So that complimentary consultation just gives me the opportunity to get to know the individual. I usually in person bring some different games and activities based on the questionnaire that is sent to me. You know, and we kind of just play around with a bunch of different things. It's like 30 minutes of just playing and getting our hands on everything we can, and then sanitizing. um, so we're doing that. So I have a, request a consultation form on my website, and the website is www.myrecrx, so like my recreation prescription, .com. So that's on there. We have a little blurb up there that's like, connect with your local CCB. The one thing that I do tell families is recreation therapy is not covered by insurance. There's only 4 states in the US that it is. And our national board is always pushing for that. And we're trying to get that, reimbursement and get on those waivers. But that is not the case right now. So we're working with local CCBs that are, we've got some partnerships with, and we're working closely with, so families can reach out to their CCB and see if they qualify for some of those opportunities, or we're private pay. So there's a little blurb on there to contact your local CCB. Just more about like, what is recreation therapy, what we do, the different types of interventions, so one-on-one versus groups. Yeah, that's the website. My email is on there at the bottom. It's just my first name, Danielle, DANIELLE, at myrecrx.com. We've got our Instagram, Recreation RX Limited. We try and stay busy on there. I like to do like kind of in person, like photos and what we're doing. And again, that's been kind of funny. I feel like I can't post the same picture of like my computer and like, here we are and here's the game. But we're on there as well. And then, I try and attend as many networking events as I can. Now they're virtual.
Yeah, exactly. They're a little easier to get to, I guess. Saves the driving a little bit, but
yeah. Well, I think that after this, I think that people that can't make it or like can't make it on time, I think they're going to take advantage of like, let me just like hop in via Zoom,
Right.
And we're going to see a lot more of that.
I think so too. I think it's here to stay, like in some format. It'll be interesting to see, but yeah, some capacity. Well, cool. I'll make sure that your website and information's like posted later. I'll work on getting this posted on different sites later today. But yeah, it was awesome talking with you.
Honey.
Oh, you're awesome, Danielle. And I know we've talked before, but I love these chats because I feel like I get to keep learning about other professions. And I feel like I learned more about recreation therapy today too.
Yeah, I'm happy to
have more of an understanding of it so that, I can refer people to it. And I want to advocate for it because I relate to the advocacy woes. So.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you. It's so much fun to chat and just, again, have some more of that kind of human interaction.
Right? Yeah, definitely. Oh, I almost forgot to ask, do you have any coffee? What you drinking?
I'm drinking water, actually.
Nice and healthy. Ooh,
water bottle.
Look at that water bottle. Are those for sale?
So if you're interested, so this was a gift actually from my sister. She does all of this like fun vinyl printing and whatnot. So she's like, yeah. So
That's
I love
so nice.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I just have some iced coffee and a cup that says Troublemaker, probably from Target, if we're honest. Not sponsored.
Yeah, disclaimer.
We just love you, Target.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like my whole house is sponsored by Target.
Right? Like as you're saying that, I'm looking around being like, I bet I could grab something from Target if I really looked for it. It would be like right there.
Yeah, they're Target too.
Well, awesome. Well, I know that we both need to get going and keep working on things today, but thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Oh, and thanks for watching, Rocky. We enjoyed having you. Sorry if you were trying to talk to us earlier. Sorry. Zoom webinar.
It's fine, Rocky. I've done that too, talking to myself.
Awesome. Well, I hope you have a great day. I'm going to end the broadcast, which will close down everything, but hope you have a good day, and I'll post this everywhere soon.
Awesome. You too. Thanks again. I appreciate you. Have a great day.
Thanks. You too. See you, everyone.
Bye.